Listen up, you blundering fools. It's time for the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. Get all the toy talk your evil hearts could desire from these nincompoops. Jason, Corey, Elgin, and Spoody.
Yo, Joe, and welcome to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast, where a punk rock band of brothers get together to talk about one of our shared loves, toy collecting. We're here to celebrate how these little colorful pieces of plastic can transform you into a kid again. What's up, everybody?
We're kind of extra together this morning.
Oh, we are.
Together.
Close quarters.
It's morning. This is the last episode was probably the latest we ever recorded in the history of recording, and then this one's probably the earliest we've ever recorded. This is awesome.
Crack a noon.
If this is your first time listening or watching on YouTube, we're not, experts by any means. Just a bunch of, our guest might be. There's a good chance of that, but the rest of us yahoos, we're just enthusiasts. We like talking toys. That's it. Oh, gosh. Good morning, fellas.
Dead air.
Yeah. I know. It's going to be some of that. That's all right. That's what editing's for, that I don't do. Okay, so let's Introduced?
Yep. Let's have been introduced.
Let's go back and introduce the band, your fellow podcast co-hosts. Up first, on the guitar and the vocals, it's a real American hero. It's Corey Canny.
Hey, everybody. I'm Corey Canny.
Doing your Brian Clark impression.
I don't think I was low enough. Hold on. My name is Corey.
On lead guitar and vocals, the what is he? He's
Elgin.
That's that Elgin guy.
I'm the Elgin.
Thunder Punch Aldrin.
It's Thunder Punch Aldrin.
Pa, 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 pa.
On the bass guitars.
Real master of the universe. That's what we usually
Thunder Punch Aldrin.
All right, go on.
What happens when you don't have the script?
Yeah.
On bass guitar, he's our Transformers guy. It's Spoody. He's more
slapping that bass.
Duh.
No, he doesn't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, we got in trouble when he.
Fingering the bass.
I finger it. Okay, and I'm Jason. I play drums. I like Transformers. But guys, we got a guest here today. We're super excited to be
Speaking
in
of
his
fingering things.
we're in his toy room live. We're pretty excited to be here.
Something's got fingered in here.
It's Larry. What's up, Larry?
Hey, what's going on? How you guys doing?
We're so good. This Larry, he's from My Bleeding Ears podcast on the PFPN, and he's a super toy guy. And tell us about yourself and what you do and what you like about toys, what you collect.
Oh, I collect almost everything. I, of course, started off when I was a kid with all the G.I. Joes, and mostly G.I. Joes is what I used to collect. Battle Beasts, which we were talking about earlier, a bunch of little muscle figures. I liked the little guys when I was growing up, which makes a lot of sense now because I've gone from having the 3 3/4 inch figures, and now I have a bunch of 6-inch figures from like the Marvel Legends line. And now I'm working up on my 12-inch figures, which are like TB League Fison figures, mostly like female figures, because I think they're more fun to have like pose and have fun with. And I think it's probably all going to lead in the next 10 years to where I'm going to have 6-foot-tall action figures.
Right, you keep getting bigger and bigger.
And then I'll just, instead of going to like the Goodwill to buy, loose figures, I'm just going to buy like female clothing from Goodwill. So
Super reasonable and healthy thing
So
to
just
do.
remember, kids, it'll get bigger when you get older.
yeah.
Yes.
Good advice.
But yeah, I've been collecting toys for my whole life. I used to keep a lot of them in the packages, and then finally I was like, I want to play with them. And so as you look in my toy room, 95% of everything is open.
When exactly did the I'm going to open them and play with them start? Was that right around when you started collecting the big booby figures?
No. That actually that happens more when I was running out of room.
Okay.
And then I was like, all right, this is silly. Why do I still have these in the packages? I'm not going to sell them. I mean, sure, some of the artwork looks cool on it, on the figures, but it's going to be a lot more fun to pose them and play with them, just like when you're a kid, which all this stems from anyway.
Yeah.
So, and I don't really keep too many of the boxes.
We got to talk about how to do that.
But yeah, it's really simple. just open it up. And just open your action figures like you open up like a pack of chapstick or something. You just rip it open. You need to get to it, and then that gives you incentive to just throw the box out because it's all messed up now.
But what if I open it carefully? Is that the key?
See, don't do that. No, see, that's the opposite of the key.
I can't not open it carefully.
Yeah.
See, follow that and
Rip and stash in the trash.
yeah, it's simple.
Okay,
Scissors.
well, that was a good episode. Bye, Larry.
Yeah.
All right, get the fuck out.
But yeah, thanks for having me on the episode.
And thanks for letting us into your toy room.
Oh, no problem, man.
We love being here.
I love showing everything off here. Whenever
hard
someone
work.
comes over, it's taken me 10 years to get to this point, but I've started over about 8 or 9 times. So
Yeah, at least since we've known you a couple.
yeah, a few years ago when you guys last were here, I had a bunch of bookshelves up,
Yeah.
and they were like dark bookshelves, and I was like, let me paint them white. I might get some better light in them. And then I had Christmas lights in there, and it really didn't pop yet. I was like, all right, I'm gonna disassemble these shelves, and then I'm gonna make my own shelves. So at work, they were getting rid of a bunch of these brackets,
Oh, yeah.
and I was just like, all right, this is happening.
Motivation you need to do the change.
Yep. And then, I just tore down all of those and used the shelves actually from those bookshelves as the shelves now for the shelves I have up. Sweet. And it worked out well. And now I'm getting a lot more light. I was able to put some rope lights around to where it made things pop a little more. And I also added a blue light too, which I can put on later towards the end of the podcast. So if anyone took like GHB or anything, once we get to the end, it'll kick in. And
Take
we'll
it
start
now.
seeing blue
and then by the end. Okay.
and boobs and everything.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Glow in the dark nipples.
Actually, you know what? I did that actually
Of course you did.
because I do have some luminescent paints in here, and then I'll stop there. Yes.
All right. Well, you can follow us on Twitter at Cracktastic Pod and on Facebook, Instagram, all those other TikToks, Patreons, YouTube's at Cracktastic Plastic, and we have all that located at our website, cracktasticplastic.com. But definitely check out our Patreon page. We'd really appreciate it if you like what we're doing at all. You can support us there. There's some really fun tiers that are only going to get more fun the more patrons we get. And check that out. Also, while you're on the internet, stop by our sponsors page, toyhacks.com, for all your repro label needs. They have a really amazing selection of new and old sticker sheets that you can buy for your toys, not just Transformers, but G.I. Joe and third party, and they have a lot of diorama backgrounds you can get for your pictures and your photo game, and it's an amazing little site, and it's great. We love them. It's toyhacks.com. But right now, let's get into the segment we're all super excited for, and let's see what toys we've picked up lately in Thrill of the Hunt.
Listen up, you fools! If anyone knows more about searching for the most unique items in the world, it's me, Cobra Commander. In my reign as Cobra's leader, I have acquired countless items, but those meddling Joes have foiled my attempt at worldwide domination over and over again. But it's the thrill of the hunt that fuels my superb rule of Cobra. Pay attention to my loyal subordinates as they tell you of their latest exploits and acquisitions. It's the thrill of the hunt, Cobra!
All right, on our way to Chicago yesterday, we went to a toy show in Davenport, the Quad Cities Comic
That's not
Con.
where we went first.
Target?
Dog show?
Oh yeah. So at the fairgrounds, all the signs pointed to this building, and we walked in, and
First, I went into financial ruin at Target.
yeah, that's
Yes,
true.
that's-
We did
yeah.
do that, but yeah, at this fairgrounds, there's also a dog show going on, and we totally went to the wrong place first. Very awkward.
The Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds.
It was, like Corey said, I can only imagine what those guys thought seeing all these people in costumes coming into the dog show.
Yeah, because there were some cosplayers coming in.
There were no signs pointing to which thing was where at all.
No.
But yeah, so we went to this toy show, this big giant room, and there's tons and millions of vendors, and we spent a few hours there and had a lot of fun, made some new friends, saw some old friends, and bought some toys. Let's go to Corey first. I know you found some goodies.
did, yeah. Not nothing expensive. Let me just
because
it's in a plastic bag.
Would you like me to hold your microphone?
No, I'm gonna make sure I get this on the recording for
Yes,
Jason's
please.
special.
Great.
Keep those on your
So
chin.
I'm just pulling the shell out here, but this is my Tiger Sting, the Tiger Force
Broken toy I
fam.
bought.
Broken toy I bought. No, it's the missile box and the base and everything are in there. I just took it apart because it's going to need a good cleaning, and there's one of the little plastic rivets popped underneath here, so it's going to need a little bit of glue. But that I got from Jeremy. He made me a pretty sweet deal. He said, I made him an offer, and he said, I'll take this much. I was like, and so then
You
I
did
left.
that walking away thing that you've been talking about.
And then came
Power
back
move.
later, and he's like, "All right, if you want this deal, watch my booth for a few minutes, and I will give it to you for the price you want." It's like, all right. So I got to be a vendor at a toy show for a little bit yesterday, and then about two tables down was this junked out, scrapped out, crappy ass Tiger Cat. But it's got the headlights.
Does it have a hole drilled through the windshield?
There's there's
okay.
a windshield wiper. But yeah, it's got the headlights and it's got the steering wheel in it. And I paid $5 for this shell. And I mean, the steering wheel is going to be $15, and you know these fender things here are going to be $5, and the headlights are going to be $10. So I feel like I got I made out pretty well with that because I need all those parts to complete the.
So what
one
I'm
that I have
hearing
at
is
home.
a Tiger Force tour, just Tiger Force going crazy.
Yeah.
Everything you buy is Tiger Force.
Tour Tiger
And then
Force 22.
we got to Larry's last night, and he's like, "Hey, you're so special, and you're my favorite person on the podcast, so I'm going to give you things and no one else." Just
That's
kidding.
not true.
No, Larry gave me a box of stuff. He gave me a box of some various G.I. Joe headquarters 93 and 83 headquarters pieces, and I think there's some other pieces in there. There's like some bridge layer stuff and just like an outpost thing, and I haven't thoroughly dug through it yet, but there's some actually like some good, like there's some there's some jail wall pieces, and those are hard to find, and there's the G.I. Joe's version of Teletran 1. There's one of those in there, and
Supercomputer.
so yeah, thanks, Larry.
Oh, you're welcome. No
I was
problem.
pretty excited to get here and get presents. So, if anyone else is listening, take a note from Larry.
I have presents.
Be Larry's friend.
Be like Larry.
Get
and Give us toys.
Yes, be like Larry.
Be like Larry.
That's what this tour is. All right.
New T-shirt idea?
Yes, be like Larry.
Oh, can I be on that shirt, please?
Well, you gotta be like one. Do one.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Double guns.
It's just gonna be that. Just gonna be that shirt that says "Be like Larry" underneath it.
And it'll have boobs.
Yes.
Yes.
On me or just like on like all around me?
Everywhere.
Moving on.
All right, nice.
Elgin, what did you find?
I found at the Comic-Con this old Skeletor Dragon Blaster at the Nerdtastic. I think it was Nerdtastic
Booth.
booth. one of them. I got it for $50. They were out on 55. I was trying to get it for 45, but they're like.
we spent a lot of time at that booth looking at a bunch of Transformers. there,
It
too.
is missing its chain. There's a lock that goes in the back and stuff, and the chain that's usually lost. But I still had a sword and everything else with it, and nothing was broken. And tabs weren't broken on the armor, and the legs are good, and everything else is good on it. So
That's the one. Yeah, that's a thing that I didn't know was a thing. I'd never heard of the.
Dragon Blaster. He squirts water. You
Pet
fill
dragon,
up his
yeah.
back, the dragon, with water, and he squirts it. Just like Cobra Khan has the same feature.
He's
so freaking
A
cool.
mist water misting thing.
Did you ever have it when you were younger?
I did not have this figure.
I'm sure you had. What was that one guy? You could put water in him, and you push down on his head. He spits. was it
It's Cobra Con.
Cobra Con,
Yeah.
right? Do you ever fill it up with like soda or lemonade or anything and like spray it in your mouth when you're playing games?
I never had that one as a kid either. I only got it when I was an adult.
Oh.
That figure as well.
Because I had that figure too, and me being like a 7-year-old, I put a Lego head in it, and it fit right down in there, and it rattled.
Yep.
I could never get the Lego head out of it.
Yeah. No, thankfully I got it as an adult and didn't do that.
You said, does this one, you've got like one other vintage Skeletor to get, and then you'll have all the Skeletors, right?
No, this is the last one.
I thought you said that you needed the vintage Terror Claws.
Oh yeah, Terror Claws.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, but I got the New Origins one, so I could technically put the claws on the make my own, I guess.
Until you find the vintage.
But yeah, hopefully find that one on the trip here, and with not a horrible price.
Yeah.
But this, I looked online with the sword and just exactly how this is. It's like $85, $90, just like that, loose. So getting for $50 was, pretty nice.
It's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, like I said, it just needs a chain, but I can probably find one of those on Etsy. The repro cuffs. It's like handcuffs with a chain that goes through his chest, and then the lock on the back of that on the dragon it connects to that as well. So, but yeah. Also, Larry got me some stuff, but I left it out in the other room. He got me in a television little cartridge, the He-Man game that he had.
Now you're going to have to buy an Intellivision.
Oh yeah, it's
Keep an eye
or just
on
look at it. Just frame it.
Might be able to.
And then a card game, the War and Conquer.
yeah.
Card game. It has like pictures of all. If you want to play War as like a card game, so it's very cool. Thank you, Larry.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Be like Larry.
Be like
Larry. Hashtag be like Larry.
All right, Spooty. You've been going crazy. You're only showing one thing.
Yeah.
With the target.
Yeah.
With the
There's
target.
not enough room left.
Well, because I might have to stretch that Target stuff into like the next episode.
Oh, right.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's true.
Have money to buy anything else.
Yeah, Spooty kind of shot his wad in the first 2 days.
Well, for good reason. though.
Yeah.
I may have bought the entire new Legacy line in 2 days. So, minus like a couple core class ones. I found the War for Cybertron Earthrise Sunstreaker, who I've been looking for, and never started collecting this line until he was already out of the store. So,
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
and got a good deal. It says 45, but made a bundle deal with some other stuff with the ones that Jason got. And
Yeah, it was
I forgot
amazing,
in the van.
guys. I've never seen anything like this. Spooty took charge. He I'm taking it. I didn't even know you were going to bundle in the thing I got. And you're just like, listen, dude. Listen, my man. This is what we're doing. I want this for
man.
this. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This is
You put them together fast enough, and then you stare at them right in the face.
yeah.
and,
yeah,
and make
you
it
do
so they
math
can't
at me.
math, and then they got to give it a yes or no. So
Yeah, Sunstreaker's amazing. He's such a great figure, and he's so fun to transform. And I love this mold, and he's amazing.
But mostly we're just super proud of Spooty for doing his first
It was
real
crazy.
haggle.
I just had no idea it was going to happen. I've never heard him talk like that.
I haven't done too many bulk deals before. So
That's my favorite kind of deal.
He's like,
Yeah,
I
it's
want to
the
try
bulk.
it. And you
usually
just
it's
bam.
single things, but
Problem is, all my stuff is
And then-
expensive.
yeah. And then Larry.
Oh,
gave
that
me-
guy.
So there's
What, Larry gave you presents too?
Well,
Yeah.
I thought it was just me.
Be like Larry.
this also black. Can't read.
It's a model.
It's a lot of
it's a model kit.
Chinese.
It's Bandai.
Chinese. Yeah. And then there's the armor thing that goes with them.
I'm slowly trying to get you guys into like the Gundam models and stuff.
Yeah, you son of a
Stemming
bee.
back from in October when I had this Thundercracker model from Bandai, and I gave it to Jason,
Yeah.
and so he can build models now too. And now I see on the Cracktastic Plastic more people are buying these models
Yeah.
of from Bandai, which is really cool because they're fun to build and you can pose them in so many different ways, unlike some of your other action figures that you have. The unfortunate thing is you really just can't play with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have there's an Optimus Prime and then the Starscream can't remember the company that made those.
Flame Toys.
Flame Toys.
Yeah, the ones you
models,
can get
which
at
are-
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I still haven't put my Starscream together yet. But
Me either.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, in Spoody's super awesome mega bundle thing that happened, I got something too. It was crazy. It happened so fast, guys. I didn't even know what was happening because I'm sitting there, I'm digging through a bin. I'm like trying to do I want this? Do I want that? And there's like 5 things I'm looking at, and this thing that I got was one of them that I definitely was.
You talked about with the guy,
Yeah,
and then he walked away. Just these other stuff.
because
Then
he
he came back to it.
because he had it right at where I could probably get it at, and I'm like, well, so maybe I'll get something else. I can't just go get somewhere else. But it was still up there, $65. I'm like, man, how bad do I need it? That whole conversation you have in your head. And the next thing you know, Spoody's made this wheel and deal move, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm getting it. All right. I had no idea. It was just, I'm like looking at this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I guess we're getting thrust. Very awesome.
And it was cheaper than
yeah.
$65.
It's got 65 on it, but it come out to 40, 45, and he's Target exclusive. And again, like
What was
Spoody-
he retail?
Don't. Why would you say things like that?
Well, he was at least 30 retail, right?
Oh, he's $20.
Was he 20? Okay.
He,
I thought
20,
it was-
Probably
28
25.
max.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's one of the
And
bigger ones.
so he went pretty fast off Target, and it was before really got into the War for Cybertron series, and yeah, he's amazing, and I love all the Seekers, and I've got a lot of them, but he's always one that, one of them exclusives that slipped by me, and I had until yesterday made amends with that I probably
Written
just
off.
wasn't going to get them, and that's okay. But I got him, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And also in making that deal, if you didn't want him, I was going to take
You're
him.
like, if he doesn't want, yeah. So then I'm like, well, now I have to get him, so Spoody can't have him because it's a contest. So I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks cool. I love his pointy head. His
Right, the
his
cone heads.
head.
It's
Very thrusty.
yeah. They haven't molded the cone head into a modern toy really until this line.
Yeah.
I mean, some masterpiece stuff, but so it's really cool to see the molded cone head.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is mine. It goes over here by me. All right, folks, let's get into the topic at hand. What makes a good toy room? There's a lot of things. Is it lighting? Is it
Other lighting?
other light? I had things. There was things on
Different
the list.
lighting.
Is it room? Is it a room? Do you need a room to have a toy room?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. Well, yeah, some of our talking toy comments were like, toys
In a room?
in a room. Well, yeah, we all know that.
Maybe the most important thing is friends to show it to.
Yeah.
And then, statues with boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a toss up.
To show the friends.
How important is organization? Do you organize by faction, by toy line, by character, by all
Fetish.
these decisions? Loose, in box. There's a lot of things that can make up a good toy room. Let's go to Corey. What do you think about it?
Well,
Yeah.
that's a great question because I don't actually have a toy room. I have a basement and it's full of toys. And
But you've seen a good toy
I
room.
have seen a good toy room. I think,
And I know you imagine what yours will be someday.
Okay, so first and foremost for me is shelves that are high enough that cats can't get onto them.
It's important to think about if you have cats.
I'm guessing that Larry keeps his door closed.
No,
they don't
I
bother.
keep it open, and as you can see, I have lots of toys close to the
down
floor.
low.
You gotta keep stuff at the front of the shelf, and that keeps them.
Well,
from...
that's,
that's true, yeah.
Climbing in there, but yeah, they don't mess with it. They know better.
Have Corey's cats.
I'm a lot about the decor. Besides the toys, I'm a lot about the decor, like the posters and the artwork. And
Yeah.
looking around here, Larry's got some good decor. Spider-Man's got that Spider-Man blanket with Spider-Man's giant dong and
Front and
Gotta
center.
represent, man.
front and center, and
Spider
he's
cock,
got this big
spider
he's
cock.
got this big Darth Vader cardboard cutout that you can't see in the video, and obviously Darth Vader's head looks like a dong too, and I'm sensing a pattern.
Yep. Dong decor.
It's got to even out with all the boobs around here. So
Yeah. I love decor. I think having a lot of cool flair around the room to really help the rest of it stand. Like when I finally build my displays, one of the things I want to do is I want to get a bunch of posters, like G.I. Joe, Transformers, like just like 80s looking posters, and put them on the wall, and then
Behind the shelves.
Behind the shelves, so that's what's displayed behind my
That
figures.
could be cool.
And stuff.
That could be really
And like that's an idea that's been floating around in my head for a while.
Have you tried maybe instead of posters, get like Transformers collector cards or something like that, and do the
I
same
hadn't
thing?
thought about that, but that would be cool too. Yeah, it's like
Because that gives you even more to look at when you look in your room. Because if you have a singular poster, you're like, oh, that's the poster right there. But
yeah.
a collage, you're going to really kind of look in there.
Well,
like, oh,
when I get around to building shelves, I don't think I'm going to do like wide shelves like you got. I'm going to do like cubbies, like 1 foot cubbies. And so I'm thinking that the posters will be behind those, and then maybe some of them will have like a diorama looking sort of thing in them. There's a guy named Steve Wood that I get his tank wrap decals and other decals from. He makes some really cool stuff. And he also does like some diorama type stuff. And then you can also get the diorama stuff from Toy Hacks. And so like decorating some of the cubbies with stuff like that, and just like really making
cool style, for sure.
versus like actually making scenes versus having stuff just out on display. Like I'm really because my collection isn't huge, and it's never going to get huge because I'm really just sticking to what I had as a kid. So when it gets to that point, when I finally have the time and the room to actually build this stuff, then I'm going to build it into some like diorama looking type display, and that's for me that's what's going to be.
A lot of people, I think, run into you run out of space to be able to do that because you get so many toys.
Yeah, and that's not other than my Sky Striker habit. I don't think that's going to happen.
well, because you can suspend those from like the
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
keep 'em
well,
coming.
so that's the thing. I have
Put them on a fan.
I have 4 Sky Strikers at home, and then I bought the HasLab Sky Striker, and I also just bought from another collector. I bought the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con the final battle set that's got the Jetfire Sky Striker in it. So that's going to be 6 Sky Strikers. And yesterday we're at the toy show, and I found another 30th anniversary, and he had 125 on it, and I was like, I'll give you 80. And he came back with 90, and I'm like, man,
Dang, that's good.
That's like,
still
it's a
good.
complete one. It's got the blueprints. It's got the sticker sheet. Like, it didn't have the Ace figure, but I already have one, and I could put any other figure I want to in it, whatever.
And you spent
And
an hour.
I spent an hour mulling over this and
Torturing yourself.
Yes, torturing myself, talking myself out of it. I finally talked myself out of it. I'm like, no, I actually need to sell one of my Sky Strikers because I have a plan for like the 5 that I want. And then I text my wife. I'm like, you'd be proud of me. I talked myself out of. I passed on a Sky Striker, and she's basically like, why? It's like, damn it, don't talk me into it. I just talked myself out of it. So. Yeah, I mean, but the Sky Striker and the my Tomahawk, those are like the biggest vehicles I have. But those probably will either end up hanging from the ceiling, or I'll make some sort of mount and just hang them on the wall or something.
Until you get the Defiant, and then you really got to make
God.
decisions.
My ultimate goal actually is to build, and I've seen a few examples, and I'll never have one this big, but. What was I talking about? My ultimate goal is to build. My ultimate goal is to build my own flag because I don't like the USS flag. I've said it before because I think it's too small. It's
The biggest toy ever made is
the biggest playset ever made that's 7 feet long is too small. And I want to build one in my basement. I just got to figure out the logistics of how to move everything around in there so that I can build a 16-foot long aircraft carrier. I know it'll fit because my workbench in the basement is
2 8-foot
16.
tables.
Yeah, it's
Can
16.
you do it like a Murphy bed and just like
That's a good idea.
Ooh, that's nice.
But yeah, I want to actually
Glue them all
build.
down.
I want to
Yeah,
build
yeah,
something like that
exactly.
for my display and like have all of the aircraft and stuff on that, and maybe hang some things and do battle scene type stuff. But Yeah. So those are my ultimate goals. I don't know when they're going to happen because I have 2 small children at home, and even though I'm retired, I have a lot of time spent with them and not building things. So,
Hey, Elgin, what do you think makes a good toy room?
Toys.
Yeah, I know.
everybody's
What would be important to you? What do you?
Well, I don't really have a room to put any toys in. However, I did bring some toys down to our recording area, the
You
podcast
did?
area, and set up a shelf. And that kind of was like, okay, I could kind of see what I would probably want to do in the future if I had an actual room to put stuff in.
You will
Most of my-
someday when your
yeah.
barn's all finished.
Yeah, or when Ethan moves out and I just steal
yeah.
his room.
That's true. Yeah.
Grow up faster.
Amanda got
Yeah.
Lily's room.
Exactly.
and
And I get his room when he
Amanda
leaves.
got Lily's room with all the really good display shelves.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just build some in there. It's fine. I know how to do it. But with mine and down in the recording area, it's kind of a mix of boxes because a lot of the Masterverse Motu stuff has a lot of good box art, and so it's kind of lined up there or like off, and then there's other stuff mixed in with it, vintage kind of random merch stuff like the Viewmaster boxes and other giant boxes like Castle Grayskull, and then the CGI stuff made with scenes and stuff like that. So it's kind of half posing, half boxes, half. How many halves in a?
Oh yeah, it was too many halves.
But Elgin is like the shelf building master, though. Like,
Yeah.
like if you've ever been to his house, like he's got there's pocket shelves and stuff that he's
Yep.
built in several rooms, and like they're good. Like, so yeah, I mean,
When
when
it's
it's
time.
when
When
it's
it-
time
when
to
I'll-
actually
yeah,
build shelves,
I'll-
he's gonna be
Yeah.
he's gonna be called upon by me. And
All right, well, how well did I do?
Oh man,
no, these are good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are not. They're not falling off the wall,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is like the biggest thing.
Step one.
I too have started using these styles of shelves
Yeah.
with the slats and the.
And I've got
brackets
some
and
of
Well,
those.
they're great because
I
they're
just-
super adjustable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those taller figures.
Yeah. But I mean, I would definitely want to have more lighting in there. But with the podcast stuff, it's kind of just background for stuff. And
Sure.
but for my own, I definitely want something where it kind of shine on stuff. But also doing scenes as well. Like if I have Castle Grayskull set up, and then having like people like characters hanging off of it and fighting in front of it and stuff. What I really want to do is recreate the back of the box on Castle Grayskull and have all those. I am like one figure short of doing it.
Which one?
Zodak from the origin Castle Grayskull anyway, because they have it all in there, and I have all even Landshark and all the other Battle Cat and all the stuff.
Yeah.
So
That art needs recreated.
yeah, and I've kind of been doing that on Instagram of like recreating box art just for funsies because all my stuff's in a box, so I'm just like, okay, what can I do now? And just pull it out and then pose it and then put it back, which is kind of easier for that because I don't have to pull it off of a shelf or anything and knock stuff over while I'm doing that. So
Yeah, 90% of my figures are in like a drawer organizer right now.
Yeah.
And so that does make it easier for.
We all take a turn with
Yeah.
that for sure.
yeah, but
Spudamus. You just redid some shelves. You just made your first toy room in a long time.
yeah,
Yeah. So you kind of brought up like, do you theme them? Do you like? I think if you have multiple toy lines, I think it's good to
yeah.
kind of keep those at least, or at least if you have like horror movie and then like G.I. Joe, maybe.
Which Larry has mostly done in here.
Toy lines
yeah.
keep separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
like
explain a
one
little
toy
more
line,
when
really.
it's my turn.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I see a Cobra Commander in the back of the Spawn characters or whatever. Yeah, but I mean, you only got so much room.
Yeah.
So, I ideally like because I've been keeping the boxes of the newer lines because the box art's great.
Larry says bad. Be like Larry.
It's
No, I'm keeping my boxes.
It's such a. It takes up so much room,
Yeah.
but it also keeps the toys clean, which I like. I'd rather dust off
Dusting
the
isn't
box,
the most fun thing in the world.
and then instead of because with the Transformers, there's like metal parts in there, so like if they get too dirty, like cleaning them can actually damage them, and like with the stickers and
Yeah.
Although newer ones don't really have decals, but the older ones do. Ideally, I would love to have enough space to only be like 1 or 2 deep and be able to display everything, so I could keep things in boxes and still be able to get to them.
Yeah.
Now there's like, it's the boxes are the background,
Which is
and then-
cool.
Which looks cool, but then like I have to move 10 things to be able to get to one of them.
Yeah.
Just because I don't have enough room yet. Someday.
Well, for me, I think I'll save Larry.
And
for
then
last.
not mixing GoBots with Transformers.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, come on, we're not
I love
savages
water.
here.
There's nothing.
Heresy with that.
I have been collecting a lot of GoBots.
Well, and with your new toy shelves, which you'll see in our regular Cracktastic plastic set for video, you've taken like 2 of your favorite characters. There's a Optimus Prime shelf.
There's a couple because there's so many of them.
Got a Grimlock shelf / Dinobot, so that's really cool. But that's one of the cool things, and Larry will definitely get to, and he mentioned already, is you can change it too. That's what's fun, is you can build it one way, and like you're always, it gives you, once you're done, then you get, now you got ideas for a thing you want to do, and you got to take it all down and do it again, and
Well, and you keep adding to it, so
adding.
you gotta
Yeah, that's the
move
part.
stuff around.
For me, the thing that I like, or what to me that makes the best toy room is that wow factor. Like it just, I did it on purpose, but like when you came over and visited, I'm like, I'm gonna let you open the door to the room, and just like, and like as we come in here, you're just that overwhelmed feeling of like, oh, look at all these toys.
Right.
Sensory overload.
It is. Where do I start?
This particular
my
room
God.
definitely has it because it is pretty small and there's
Yeah.
so much stuff in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's displayed well enough that like you can see pretty much everything.
Yeah. It's sensory overload, but it doesn't feel overwhelming.
Yeah.
You just look everywhere.
A lot of the tricks to doing that is having going to a hardware store somewhere where they have tons of wood, and you're able to create risers for your figures.
Yeah.
So the ones in the back aren't going to get missed.
Exactly.
So they can help rise them up. Because say, like I have a few shelves around here to where, like this one down here, there's a bunch of 6-inch action figures, but I make little wooden risers out of it so you can actually see the figures in the back as they're ascending up.
Yeah.
And it ended up working really well because before that, I just had them all behind each other and it looked
Yeah, the first time you do it, and then you're done, you're like, I got them all up there. Crap, I can't see the ones in the back.
Yep.
Well, let's do this
Do it
riser
all
thing.
over again.
And I probably have to do it with it when I do Motu stuff because they're all this 5.5. I'd have to have them, descending down some sort of arena style.
And they're so bulky that your shelves are going to have to be deep.
yeah.
Then I spent a little more cash though, and I bought some plastic, like real hard plastic ones for my GI Joes and some other Marvel
looks
Legends
acrylic.
figures, which takes away like the density and mass of wood, where no light's going to reflect off it. But here,
I really like
switched up.
the clear plastic.
And because you can, it gets kind of like a nice underglow.
Yeah.
Helps the light. Yep.
Yeah, you could totally backlight that.
Yeah, which you know what I did? I do have these little lights. Actually, they're down there, little disc lights. I can just press, and then it'll shoots up.
Nice.
And I have some more that were up there. They fell down at some point. So,
In my toy room in particular, I didn't even realize it until we started doing this podcast, and I remember saying it early on that one of the things I loved about my toy room and other toy rooms that do it is when you walk in and it feels like you're in a toy store, because I know we all live in small town Iowa. We don't get to go to many toy stores. We don't get to be around toy stores often. So just to have a place where you can walk in and feel it. So, and then it gets, some people really take it to the next level and have merchandising and cash registers and and those kind of displays are really amazing too. Insane, but really cool too. But yeah, just or having like a big centerpiece sometimes a lot of toys rooms will do that too, and
Yeah, there's a lot of there are definitely a lot of flag centric toy rooms
oh yeah,
that I've seen, and
yeah. I love the idea of building a scene
yeah,
within that. Like, I have so many toys, though I don't know how to do that. I don't have enough room, but it's perfect for what you got. If you have less toys,
yeah.
or at least a starting place, and then as you get more toys, then the scene will change, obviously.
Yeah.
But I love that idea because that's another way to draw you in to look at the toys and find yourself standing in front of that scene for 10 minutes, just playing it out in your head, and it's so fun.
No, I definitely am going to take into consideration Larry's suggestion with because like there's a whole set of G.I. Joe trading cards out there too that would be really cool for wallpapering some shelves, and
You can get those kind of somewhat for cheap still.
Yeah,
I have a set of them actually.
Yeah. Like my friend Jeremy, any of his duplicates, anytime he sells something, I don't know if he's still doing it, but I know several times he's sold something and he'll just like throw in a duplicate card just as kind of a little freebie thing when he sends it to someone, and that's
So I could see with your G.I. Joes if you had the trading cards of actually putting them on the
behind
back,
each
back
character,
of the riser behind each character too.
which is not a bad idea considering like a lot of people do that with their file cards, but then when you display a G.I. Joe with its weapons and its file cards, instead of taking up this much space, it takes up 6 square
it
inches.
would take more room. Yeah.
But there's a lot of good display out there, but like I don't want to display mine that way. But yeah, having the trading cards behind the characters would be pretty cool too. That's a good idea.
I eventually want to do like the back card art for a lot of the Origins. I still have all the back card art, and do like each wave of the behind like a framed picture, and use that as decoration.
You could have your mom scan those and make you a quilt out of them.
Probably could. Probably could.
That would be really cool, actually.
Well, Larry, what do you think makes a good toy room?
Two things at least. The first one, of course, is having a partner that will let you have one of these rooms.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's kind of important.
Yes, it is. When my wife and I first moved in together, it wasn't this place. This is our second place together. But we wanted a bigger place, and we wanted to get 2 rooms. And we made a deal. I went to her. I was like, okay, I want the smaller room so I can put all my crap in there and just set it up however I want. And the deal is you can do the same thing with the rest of the apartment. You can put up, and I will never complain or anything about it or talk smack. It's yours.
She's got some toys around the apartment,
and she has her own little collection too. Nothing
quite as expansive as this.
But I think that was something major too within a relationship, because there are other people who just don't understand what we collect.
Sure.
They're like, well, this is kid stuff, and sure, so what? But I'm an adult, and I can finally buy this stuff myself.
Yeah.
And I don't have to wait until I'm 9. Maybe I'll get it. So I think having that understanding with whomever you're with is very important.
Yeah.
That can be a real hobby. It's a real thing.
And if they can appreciate that also and see that you're really into it,
Yeah.
then I think that really helps out. Because if you come home with like 6 bags full of action figures, they're going to be like,
Still better than crack.
Yeah, exactly. And
Not
as
cheaper.
expensive.
Definitely not cheaper.
No, my wife is the same way. Like when I started collecting again, and then like I would say, hey, if you go to Walmart, could you keep an eye out for this sort of thing? And then so like she would go and like she would be looking for something, and if she finds something, she'd get really excited, and she'd be like, I totally understand why you guys do this now. And so now she's like totally in. She doesn't really collect anything, but she has a huge collection of chess sets. That's kind of her thing. But like she doesn't really collect any toy stuff. She has some things, but like she gets really excited to go hunting for me when I can't or something too. So that is definitely a huge factor in what we're doing here.
Yeah. After I finished my wife's room for her scrapbooking stuff, she's like, you need a room too. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Good idea that you just thought of that I never had until now.
How do you feel about sleeping on the couch, dear?
Well, it also helps like with your partner to maybe they're not into toys, but they're probably into something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
she has a
helping
hobby,
them
so.
get into collecting that thing that they like, so they can see why you collect the things that you like.
Yeah, and I've been getting her vintage Care Bears and stuff, and
Yeah.
she got them when she was a kid. And
Yeah.
her first line is almost done. I think there's 10 in the original line, and
Yeah.
I think she has 6 of them now. So
Yeah, I got Jess I got her for Christmas this past year. I got her an original Cabbage Patch that was still in the box, still had the price tag on it, like everything.
Yeah.
I found it at a junk shop for like $15 or something. I was like,
and
all right.
she has all of hers displayed out.
Yeah.
They're on a shelf with stuff lined up and everything. So
Nostalgia is a powerful drug.
Anyway, go on, Larry.
And the second part of that, to me at least, I don't think this works out for everyone else, is equal parts variety and equal parts mayhem.
I can see that. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's good.
yeah. As you can see, I have a lot of Masters of the Universe figures up here, but it's also intertwined with like some of the retro reaction figures.
Yeah.
You have some Star Wars, kind of just filling things out right here. And in the back,
chaos
you got
part.
you have the Jokers in the back. You have a McFarlane figure. It's just kind of all kind of spread out for the most part.
Yeah,
But
you got a
the
Joker
core,
standing next to a Cobra Commander.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but the
Fitting.
core is the Masters of the Universe. I got my horror figure kind of placed right up here, along with the guy from Where the Wild Things Are. So it's just
And a Miss Piggy, right? There's a Miss
and well,
Piggy
yeah,
always.
and there's Miss Piggies hidden throughout my room.
Yeah.
Let it be a sticker or a magnet or a card game or something. Miss
Or the
Piggy
sexy lounge singer Miss Piggy or
Love. Yep, I have that one. But yeah, I think that kind of works for me and kind of just for my personality also. So I think maybe if you want to do a room, make it off of your own personality.
Sure.
And it'll really shine through a lot more if you're just kind of stacking things.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I see a few like vehicle type things around here, but you mostly are
yeah.
doing like you're mostly figures.
Mostly figures. I do have some
There's
more
Star Wars stuff in the window, and there's
Yeah, I have two AT-AT walkers in the window.
nothing.
Whoops.
better fix that.
Toy rooms.
I have a bunch of
Corey
figures
stuff.
I haven't opened. A lot of them are from McFarland. Some of the figures, it's just I have duplicates and they're still in the
Yeah.
package. That's what I kind of collected when I was younger. Well, not too younger, maybe like my teens into my 20s, because I was kind of the bigger thing was the McFarlane figures. The artwork was the best.
I see I see a battle arena, the Star Wars the
Yeah.
battle arena up in there. Is that in the box in there?
Yes, and then I have the G.I. Joe command center up in the corner there in the box. The other one.
Oh yeah,
behind it.
way back.
Oh yeah, I
Way
can kind of see the. Oh, nice.
And
Awesome.
then I've saved some of like my retro kind of Transformer Seeker boxes up there.
Yeah.
Just to keep onto those because those look cool. So I wanted to just save those, but I wanted to also display the figures, so those are out in
Yeah.
my. Now the Transformers shelf I have here is all Transformers. There's really nothing else here.
Yeah. There's one little star, a couple.
Yeah, it was
of
like a
Star
Halo
Wars.
figure
Yeah.
and then an AT-AT,
Yeah.
mini AT-AT Walker. But yeah, most of it's Seekers because I'm a big fan of Starscream. He's my favorite
One
of all
random
time.
black
Same,
Lego
same.
brick.
And then, the Creo bricks for the Creo.
Oh, there.
action
Okay, I
figures.
didn't see the. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't see the writing on. Okay.
So,
Well, I
yeah,
don't-
it's just a bunch of different stuff put together in some of these. But
And chaotic on a shelf is still better than like tucked away in the closet.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I can lose hours just watching Toy Room Tour videos on YouTube.
I get
It's
jealous.
so fun. Yeah. But also at the same time, you're cataloging ideas of like,
Yeah.
I see what they did there. I'm going to try that. I like this. I don't like that. That's stupid. That's awesome.
Right.
Yeah, there's a guy. There's a guy that I found him in GI Joe groups, and I think you've seen his videos. He's basically got this complex, and he's just turned it into a giant museum, and it's several buildings,
Rooms of
and
toy
he's got
lines.
like this is the GI Joe building, and this is the
long
Transformers
story, yeah.
building.
the Transformer
and the
building
Motu-
looks like the inside of Optimus Prime's semi trailer.
Yeah, and it's just like this guy is rich. Like he's Oprah
So many
rich.
great videos.
And like a complete set of Transformers like in the box
Yeah.
and out of the box. And
This
then
guy's-
just rows
yeah.
of extras.
This guy's toy room is like a toy fairgrounds. Like just
Museum.
so much.
Sorts.
Yeah, it's amazing.
What we're trying to say is there's no there's no bad toy room. Get your toys up. Let's make a room out of it, and we want to see it. Show us your toy rooms, definitely. It's great. All right, we need to probably move on. We could go all day, and we're gonna stare at these a lot more after we're done recording today. But for now, let's take a quick break. We're going to hear from our podcast network, where you can find this awesome podcast, My Bleeding Ears. We have one of the hosts here who can tell you a little bit about the show because he didn't before.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got too distracted by toys.
I know, it's easy to do.
But yeah, we're My Bleeding Ears is just like a movie podcast where my wife and I, Jesselyn, review a lot of the stuff that we've watched lately. Just give us our kind of point of view of how we feel about it, what we think of the movie, give you recommendations if you should see it or not. And then what we end up doing at the second part of the show is that either Jesselyn or I pick a movie that we want to totally just go in depth with and give our feelings about and somewhat have a good time. I think we kind of try and mix equal parts like just seriousness of us really kind of explaining how we feel about things, and of course the occasional joke and everything as we talk about stuff. It's kind of changed throughout time. We have 165 episodes.
That's a lot of movies to watch.
Oh, you know what?
Multiple.
I'm sure. I'm sure Jason has looked at my Letterboxd app before, and just all the movies I've rated, and it's just like in the thousands.
Damn.
I've had a lot of toilet time just to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watch movies on the toilet too.
Hopefully they're shorts. So yeah. So then we'll go in depth with the movie a bit more, and then just have a good time. And so far we have listeners and everything, and
That's good.
It's cool.
No, it's a great show. I just love the husband-wife casual. It's just laced with your guys' personality, and that's what's great about it.
And we disagree. I mean, we're a good Siskel and Ebert because we disagree a lot about stuff, and then sometimes we even have arguments about it. And and I don't cut it from the show because I mean, come on, that's like
Why would you?
part of the appeal of it is that we're going to have dissenting,
And it may be evidence someday.
Right.
Well, haha to them. They have to listen to 165 episodes. Hear that, FBI?
Yeah, you can find that, My Bleeding Ears, and a bunch of other awesome podcasts at the PFPN. Here's a little promo for that.
You're listening to the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, home to hundreds of hours of free podcast entertainment. The shows on this network all have a common goal: providing you with the best discussions about movies and other forms of entertainment media. The PFPN hopes to fill your earholes with audio joy. Visit our website with links to all the other amazing shows at www.thepfpn.com. Thanks for listening.
All right, we're back from that break. Oh, I feel refreshed. And they're playing with half-naked girls. All right. Well, what's really exciting is as soon as we're done recording today, Larry's going to take us to a new toy store for us here in Chicago. And I gave away the location of the headquarters.
Good luck.
Yeah,
good luck.
Like millions of people who live here. Good luck, guys.
But yeah, we're going to go to a toy store here in a little bit, and I know we're all really excited about it. But Elgin's going to tell us about it right now on his store tour.
All right, well, we just gassed up the van for an outrageous price so we can go to this toy store here in Chicago called Toy de Jour.
Ooh la la.
Exactly. It's at 2532 West Fullerton Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. Hopefully go there and explore and buy and get some good deals here as soon as we hit stop and run out there and get all those toys.
Larry, tell us about the store real quick. You were telling us how they expanded recently.
Oh, yes. Toy de Jour, it was on Western Avenue here in Chicago for a while, and it was probably maybe like 3 times the size of my room right now. It was small, but they had a lot of cool stuff in there.
For people who aren't watching the video, we're in what, about a 10 by 12 ish room?
Probably, yeah.
So
around
not
there.
huge.
It was not very big, but they moved to another place where like they have high ceilings and just walls and walls of toys, and there's lots of places to just move around in the store in their new location. But I will say that my favorite toy store in Chicago still is Quake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about them
We've talked
before.
about them.
I've been going to that guy David, who's the owner. He used to have this one place here in Chicago called Flashback, and where they had a just a bunch of like more Happy Days kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they also sold Star Wars, old Star Wars figures there. So I used to buy Stormtroopers there for like $4 a piece.
Nice.
Or I think it was like 4 for $10 or something like that, or 3 for $10.
Awesome.
And then he moved to this new place, Quake, and I got to be friends with him and talk to him about toys and stuff all the time. The funny thing is, he's not even really into toys. He's into collecting like cereal boxes. But that one's my favorite store. If you ever come to Chicago, I would say definitely stop
And
there.
it's
and it has
not Quake West. It's the
Right,
original
it's the
downtown.
Quake
So if you want to make good with the owner, bring some old cereal boxes.
Yeah, he's all about him. But yeah, I've known him for a while now, and I think he probably has the best prices in town for your retro toys
like
and
that.
new toys. So
Yeah.
We like low prices.
And we mentioned them on an episode before and mentioned to you that
And last time we were in
as
town,
well.
you took us there, and
Yeah.
it is a great store.
it's a good store.
But we're super
But
pumped.
we're
for
going to Toy de Jour.
Toy de Jour.
toy of the day.
Oh,
That's what,
that's
right.
neat.
I guess right. Is that what it means?
Yeah.
That's what soup du jour means, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh,
I know
Good.
French.
I'll have that.
you're so smart, Larry.
Hey, man of many worlds here.
Speaking of smart, let's hear from you guys with some talking toys.
Well, hello there, everybody. I was busy looking down at my phone when Jason pointed at me, which explains the little bit of dead air if you're watching the video, and if you're listening, then I'm just explaining it away because he's going to edit it out. What makes a good toy room? Andrew Cronin. This is Andrew from Virginia. We like Andrew.
Andrew's awesome.
He says risers, multiple levels on the shelves. Indeed. A curated mix of memorabilia, toys, video games, VHS, purposeful lighting. Again, that's something we're experiencing in Larry's room. Visible, no visible shipping boxes or tubs. And then Carnivius, he says...
Ideal. Yeah.
Ideally.
Carnivius, he says, my tired eyes misread tubs as turds, which still works though.
Still
You don't.
works.
Yeah, you don't want any visible turds in your toy room. I'm gonna go ahead and translate.
Unless you got a Mr. Hanky.
I'm gonna go ahead and translate though. What? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think what Carnivius meant to say was my drunk ass instead of my tired eyes. But I don't know that for sure. He also left his own comment, which was a room with toys in it. And then he commented on that and said, "Oh crap, please don't read that on your show. I'm just being silly as it's close to midnight and that sounds like starting to sing what? And that sounds like starting to sing Thriller there. And I'm just it's close to midnight. And I'm just tired of being a fool. Hope you all having a good weekend. So, listen, Carnivius, whatever
His name's Scott, I think.
Listen, Scott.
Probably not.
I loved your comments, man. All the way from Michael Jackson to turds. You really went full spectrum there.
I think he's in England is where he's.
Oh, that's right.
the time
Yeah, this is
difference.
English Scotty.
So it was like 6 hours ahead.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we
He's
posted
over on the
that.
GMT side of the world.
That's Greenwich Mean Time for all you.
Yeah. All right,
Time
so
aficionados.
that's Scotty the Brit talking shit, and moving on. Russell Borgomenario, this is from the Space Face side of it. Russell Borgomenario II says, floor to ceiling toys everywhere.
Yes.
Which is what he loves.
Toy police are coming after us.
Yep.
Oh no.
I was just
Wrap
waiting
this
for
up.
that to go away so Jason could edit it out, but we're just fuck it. We'll just leave it. Abe Kirshner, whoever that guy is.
Abe.
He says, my ideal toy room would be wall-to-wall toys with dioramas scattered throughout to display the toys in. Example, I have a Punisher Legends figure that has a fire escape display And at one time, I had him hanging a battle-damaged Spider-Man figure. But realistically, for my small collection, any room can have a little section for a few related figures, and I'd be happy. That way, no matter where I happen to chill in the house, there's a little slice of joy. That's a good idea, like just having some stuff in every room to enjoy. Yeah,
That's having your desk toys, something to fidget with is always nice.
And I feel that having two very small children in my house, there are toys everywhere. And you get that too, like...
Yeah. I just lay Legos on the floor and stuff on them.
and I know Amanda finds Ethan's toys in really random, bizarre places. Like what the hell was going through his mind when he was playing? Yeah,
flower pots usually. It's usually a flower and all the plants that she has.
Abe's awesome. He followed the Larry rule, and he gave us a toy before going on tour.
Yeah.
He made us a sweet little van.
It's cool.
And
it's a Two-Face van.
One side is black with a Cracktastic plastic logo on it, and the other side is white with an X-Ray Mary logo on it.
It's pretty cool. And awesome. Then you open the doors and there's boxes in the back.
There's Amazon boxes in the back.
Yeah, it's a sweet little thing. Be like Larry.
Tad Good. Be like Larry. Tad Good said, my toy room, but bigger.
That's so funny. Yes. Yeah. More of my toys.
I mean, Tad's toy room is also a theater.
Yeah. Right.
Can you touch anything in that room?
Yes.
Yeah, I touched myself in there.
I mean, not if he's there. But
other toys of his.
He actually only has one Detolf that he has his Halloween and Sam stuff in, but all his NECA stuff's up for
it's
touch.
all out, yeah.
It's all up for touch.
Nice.
And Corey really touched me.
Yeah, I touched it real. I touched it so good.
Sorry, Ted.
And then Tom Davis says, "Where can I hear the show?" And I told him. And then he also says, "My ideal toy room has cabinets filled with toys." But he posted a picture. So if you're curious about what his ideal room with cabinets filled with toys is, it is. It's a shelf. The picture he took is his Motu shelf, and it's a lot of really good Motu stuff.
I should probably look at that.
And that is on what platform?
That is on our Facebook group, the Cracktastic Plastic group. Turnip says, "I feel like a toy room needs to be organized around a theme or themes. It's a fine line between toy room and junk room."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to let things get away from you and just have shit pile up. Let's see. Adam Saker.
That's
says,
why the camera's facing this way, not that way.
Larry's pile over here in the corner is nothing quite as huge as my pile under my workbench in the basement.
It's a nice pile.
Oh yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Some good stuff in that pile.
Let's see. Adam Saker says, "I'm under the mindset that all toy rooms are good. I've seen it all. Super clean and organized, absolute chaos. My personal toy room, floor-to-ceiling toys, rooms set up like old retail sections like from the 80s, all the way to just a few childhood toys on a shelf. I love it all. Ha! But that said, if I was rich, I'd have a room full of clean matching glass shelving with backlighting, with all the shelves organized based off toy lines / eras of toys. But every time I'm about to pull the trigger, I send the money to redo my display. Oh, and send the money to redo my displays. Some toy I just have to have.
Yep. It's always.
Or have to buy pops up and I'm broke again."
And I think that's kind of a given with most people. If they had the money in the space, it would just be glass front
shelves and
lighted cases where everything's going to stay clean and organized.
Yeah.
You know, a warehouse somewhere.
Just get a 3M
temperature
building,
control.
3M building, and then put some AC and heat in it. Done.
Yeah. Ken Tomlin says, "I don't know about others, but for me, it has to have some kind of order to it. Loose figures, vehicles have to mostly be in one area. MOCs and boxed items, that means mint on card, if anyone doesn't know, need to be in another. All my MOCs are hung on the walls, while my loose figures and vehicles are on some type of shelving units. Since I only collect one toy line, this is fairly easy for me. I don't know what I'd do if I collected If I collected multiple lines, knowing me, I'd probably have to put them in their own rooms. My OCD wouldn't allow me to have everything all mixed together in one room. So, Larry's room is Ken's idea of hell.
Yeah. You'd have a nervous breakdown coming in here.
So take your lorazepam before you come over.
I like it, but I'm kind of having a problem with it.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
I can understand. I can totally understand that. It's just a lot going on in here. A lot.
Yep. That's what he's going
Like
for.
I just keep looking back to the GI Joes for comfort.
Thankfully, I don't have
Yeah, I have those all together.
because
That's it for talking toys from me.
All
That's-
right. That was
That
awesome.
was some good. That was some good comments. Keep them coming.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Well, yeah, you can give us those comments on our Facebook page.
Especially
We
you,
have
Scott.
a Facebook group, and reply to all those different social media platforms.
Instagram, Twitter, everywhere else.
Yeah, see, listing things, and while you're at it, head over to our Patreon page. That'd be super awesome. Give us a little money. That'd be super, super awesome. But we definitely want to thank Larry one more time for letting us hang out in his toy room.
Oh, absolutely.
Larry, woo! Yeah.
Thanks for having me once again, or for
Yeah.
the first time.
Yes. And
Or
tell
several
everybody where
times.
they can find you and your stuff and how to follow you. And
Yeah, you can just check out My Bleeding Gears podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Occasionally, I post pictures of my collection. I haven't done it in a while.
And
I should start doing it though.
Are you available to find on iTunes and Google
Yeah.
Podcasts, all those sorts of
Right,
places?
like SoundCloud, all
Yeah.
those places, they're all around. So yeah, come check us out. We do an episode probably usually about every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We used to do one about every week, but we're like, all right, we need to relax here. We need to
You got excited when you first
Too much
Yeah.
arguing.
yeah. So yeah, come check us out. We're all over the place. And if you see a movie that you might want to see or you like and want us to review it, you can always ask on our page, and I'm sure I'll oblige because, I have tons of movies that I would love to review, but hey, man, there's just tons of movies out there anyway. So
And you're an obliging guy.
yeah,
You invite us
Come on
into
in.
your home. You let us touch your stuff
yeah, you can touch.
and play with all your boobies on these shows.
Yeah, what did you think of
They're
that
very
figure?
squishy.
Yes. Does anyone else want to squish my action
Nope,
figure boobs?
Maybe later.
yeah, we need to get
missing out.
going. we gotta get to Cleveland.
Cleveland.
So we got to pack it up. Thanks again,
Cleveland
Larry,
rocks.
for having us.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Check you out later. Thanks everyone for listening and watching. See you next time. Bye
Hasta
bye.
luego,
Later.
Thank you for listening to the Cracktastic Plastic Podcast. But not so fast, my foul fiends. Don't forget to follow these fools on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And visit cracktasticplastic.com. I'll be back.